Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all my blessed beloved in video land. You're watching Living and Thriving with Rusty, and I'm Rusty, and I'm going to try to hide my door. My dog snuck in, little stinkers. You are entering a journey through society, a journey through culture, a journey through perspectives and challenges and things that make you go, You're entering a place in which your happiness matters, and that's all that matters. But today we have Jennifer on, and she's dialing in as we speak. And we're going to talk a little bit about marketing. Is that right?
We can talk about marketing or anything you want to chat about. Hello.
Hello, Miss Jennifer. So here at Living and Thriving, we talk about things that challenge perspective. And for some reason, my internet seems to be a little unstable. How is yours?
Everything seems good on my end, but you're right, you're a little delayed.
That's what my mother said. Always late to the party. All right, we're gonna try.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm glad you're. Oh, well, that was fun. Are you there?
Hello.
We might have to do this again. We're having tropical storms here. I don't know where you are located.
Oh yeah, I'm originally from Jacksonville, actually.
Oh, okay. So
but I live in Monterey, California.
Yeah, I'm in the Southwest Fort Myers area. So right now,
you're in a beautiful place. Okay, so yeah, tropical storms. Yeah, I'll be actually in Florida 2 weeks from now.
Good for you.
Yeah,
bring some galoshes.
Yeah, right. Were you born and raised in Florida?
I was born in Kentucky. I was raised in Florida. I attended college in Vermont, and I'm back in Florida temporarily. I'm more of a gypsy soul, so the rambling on kind of girl. So my daughter will be graduating high school in about 2 years, and we'll see. Oh,
that's fantastic. Good for you. I'm so excited. Anyway, if we need to reschedule, that's fine. Or if you want to just have some fun and slug it out, I'm cool. I'm just excited to be here.
I like your attitude. I like the slugging it out. Let's slug it out because technology is a bitch. And you know what? It is what it is, right? I actually have had a few people criticize the show because it's not edited and it's not this and it's not that and it's not shiny with, and I kind of look at them going, but that defeats the purpose of the conversation. I'm literally having a conversation as though I just strolled up to a bar and you and I are having a cocktail and we've never met before. The authenticity is what I want and I hunger. And I think more and more people need to have that in their reality. So.
Yes. And you know what's so cool? That's why your show in the descriptor of, the podcast advertisement just resonated with me because I do the same thing with my show, Connecting with Jennifer Filzen. I just want to talk and connect. That's why I started doing it because of COVID.
Oh, really? Yeah. I'm 10 years old in this. I started out just podcasts, but because of COVID, I started the video. And you have somebody, Fireflies note taker. Is that somebody that?
Oh, forgive it. You can dismiss it. It's an artificial intelligence thing that a client had me sign up for, and now it follows me everywhere I go. It does come in handy when I need to have recordings of what happened in the event, but you can dismiss it. So sorry. Okay. I don't know how to stop it. It even shows up to meetings that I can't make, which is another kind of cool thing.
I don't know. Okay.
I know. Yeah, it's okay. Now that you've dismissed it, it's gone.
It's gone. So Jennifer, who are you? What do you do? And what makes you you?
Oh, I love it. I love it. So I am Jennifer Filzen, born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida. Moved out to San Francisco Bay Area of California when I was in my early 20s. I'm 50 years old. I've been here in California ever since. I love living in Monterey, California. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see. When I was 6 years old, I wanted to be a rock star. But growing up in the 70s in Jacksonville, Florida, actually Orange Park, which is the suburb of Jacksonville, the only way to become a rock star really was to go to Los Angeles or go to New York. We didn't have a thing called the internet, right? We didn't have all these wonderful technologies that we do now. But I knew at age 6 that I wanted to be a rock star. So I continue on with life. I did not become a rock star until I started going through a divorce when I was 36. And I had a lot to write about. So I started writing poetry / songs for the first time in my life. Even though I had been trained in music, I just never wrote anything. And then I used that as my therapy to get all this stuff off of my heart. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I used a thing called Craigslist. Before Craigslist got weird, it was like a new technology back then. And I found a guitarist and a producer. And we created our first album, and social media was brand new. MySpace was the big thing. And I knew that if I was going to sink all of this money into launching my music career, I needed to either have, I had to either make a return on investment and go commercial and try to like make money back, or I just show it off to my family and say, look what I did. I decided to go the commercial route. I used MySpace and this brand new thing called Facebook and this brand new thing called Twitter that had just been released to the masses. And I promoted my music, and we qualified for 10 Grammy nominations off the first album.
Wow. Go girl.
Yeah. So I didn't know what I was doing. And I thought, well, maybe I got struck by lightning. Can I get struck by lightning twice? So when we came out with the second album, I used the same marketing techniques because I've always been a salesperson and a marketer. I've always had that in my DNA. So we qualified for 8 Grammy nominations on the second album. I'm like, okay, clearly it's the marketing. And that was when social media was in its infancy. Now, while that's all going on, I'm the director of marketing for a construction company at the onset of the Great Recession. As we know, the housing market totally tanked. A lot of jobs were lost. And I said to the owner of that construction company, I think I'm going to start my own marketing agency. I'm taking what I'm learning from this social media thing, and I think I can create a business out of this. And I did. And we are 11 years into it. And we are the top content marketing agency serving the auto repair industry.
What an interesting niche.
Yeah, it is. I love cars.
How do you go from rock and roll to, prostituting the good book of a Mustang?
I need to read that.
You can have that one. That's a giver.
Yeah. That's awesome. But no, it's just really interesting how our journeys are circuitous, aren't they? But that's also what makes us unique and what makes us a superhero, right? Like your journey is, nobody has lived the life that you have lived. Nobody has lived the life that I have lived. We've all been in this journey together, but like our choices, it's all on us. And I don't know about you, Rusty, but when I was told, pick a career and do what you want in this career, I thought it was going to be a straight line. But my line has been rather squiggly, wiggly, wobbly, and I'm still getting toward the top. It's just, it's taken a lot longer than I expected, but that's the journey, right? We don't all come with GPS systems that take us straight there.
No, especially through Philadelphia. I'm just telling you, my GPS, I have so many words.
Right. But it's just a really exciting thing to have crafted a career that is made up uniquely of me and my joys and my talents. I mean, if somebody had told me 20 years ago that I was going to have a business that actually allowed me to become a social butterfly and I could capitalize on those natural talents, and I'm just a natural storyteller and I'm a natural cheerleader. I love to celebrate small businesses and help them get into the limelight and create a buzz about their business and show off what makes them special, unique, what is their why, how they're so awesome. I just can't help it. If I'm enthusiastic about what you are doing, I'm going to be telling the world about you, whether you like it or not. And so the fact that I've been able to actually build a career and a business off of that is the coolest thing. I don't have to fit into a box. I don't have to be a cog in the machine. I've been able to create my own path, and it's super scary at times, but it's also super rewarding. And I have a feeling that you have also been on that journey.
I think it's really interesting how you go from a certain set way of thinking to a lot of obstacles and a lot of chaos and a lot of trying to figure shit out. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've been doing this the whole time and I'm not making money doing it. That is my personal curse. So Jennifer, if you can help me start making money, that would be fantastic. However,
Okay.
I personally spend a lot of money to put this show together, whether it's the podcast form, the YouTube form, or the blog form. And people don't realize how extensive that cost is. But I do it because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I love doing. I love bringing people to the forefront, challenging their perspective, having them think outside of their own environment. And we don't get enough of that. We get the paid TV, celebrity stardom, which there's a place for that, but it's not encompassing of what society or the fabric of humanity really is. And so the more this, I grew 123%, by the way. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, big hearts. But that just goes to show that people are looking for something authentic and something real. And because I have passion, and this, I know this is my DNA.
Yes.
I'm paving my way. And it's beautiful to meet another sister who's like, screw this, I'm going to pave my way. It's going to hurt. It's not going to feel good, but I'm a badass and I'm going to make it happen.
I have such a great story I want to share with you and your audience, because I want to tell you that you are doing everything right. So you got to hear all my accolades of where I'm at now, but let me tell you a little bit about that journey, about the music. All right. So the catalyst of starting the whole music thing was I always wanted to since I was 6, but I needed the divorce to get me to actually take action and get off my ass and go write about something and sing my heart out. Because of the divorce settlement, and it was just at the top of a recession, so there was still money in the house. It was before the crap happened, right? So I invested $60,000 of the money into the 2 albums, making the music videos. By the way, if you look me up on YouTube, the music videos are cheesy as hell, but that's what we were doing back then. That's what we. That's what you do.
Were you rocking out with the boombox and the bangs?
Almost. but
I got you.
But yeah, I mean, I sunk so much money over a 5-year span, and I was doing everything I possibly could to get that off of the ground. Rusty, I felt like a complete failure. Let me tell you the numbers of why I feel like a failure. 60 grand spent in 5 years. Guess how much money I made back? Well, a little bit more than zero, but like enough to still be insulting. You ready? $1,400. Can we say shit return on investment? Can we say, what the hell was I thinking? Why did I do it for so long? Like, it was a money pit. I was bleeding money. Any business owner in their right mind would have said, screw this, we're done. So finally, after 5 years, I said, all right, I'm done. Now, keep in mind, I did start my Rockstar marketing agency in 2009. So the music started in 2007. The business started in 2009. What I didn't realize until about 5 years later was that music career and all that money that I spent was giving me the street cred, the chops, to prove to small business owners that I was capable of, if this average looking, not very exciting, white female who's in her 30s from the suburbs can accomplish what she's accomplished, imagine what I can do for you. So The good news is there are two things that are really kind of cool that happened. About 5 years later, after I quit the music, I got a check. And I was like, huh, it was like $700, 700 something dollars. And I was like, huh, what is this from? And I thought, well, it was royalty check. But I was like, okay, well, maybe some poor accountant was like cleaning out the books and took pity on me and said, okay, let's just send her some like happy money. And I was like, money miracle, like, yay, 700 something dollars, yay. And then 3 months later, I got another check. And I was like, what is going on? Well, it turns out that one of my songs had become a hit in India.
You are part of Bollywood? I love it.
Yes, I really am. I'm part of Bollywood. So it became a big hit through Bohemia, because Bohemia was an artist who is the Punjabi gangster rapper. And if you're not familiar with that culture, let me just say, this guy is like the Eminem of India. Okay. So like he remixed one of my songs, and it was one of his most popular fan songs. Like we didn't really sell any albums off of it, but where the money was coming from was the Sirius channel, you know, the subscription that you get in your car. So it was like, oh my gosh. And I'm still, even though like, I think my last check was like $12. Okay, whatever. But like, I'm still making royalties off of that one hit wonder, but it took 5 years. I gave up, and then the music finally caught up with me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That is like the best story I've heard all week with the whole Bollywood and Indian rap. Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Exactly. And the second thing that happened is, again, it was like all these things the journey had not been complete. I was expecting the money to pour into my pocket when I was only halfway there. And now I have a very successful marketing agency based off of my experience with social media. So my darling, I'm here to tell you, you are going to look back like I did and say, holy crap. Yeah, it's happening for you. You are planting the seeds, and it's going to be a while before you harvest. But I promise you, keep walking, keep growing, and I'll be cheering you along the way.
I love it. My rock star friend over here is cheering me along the way while her music is being played in India as rap. This is awesome. I'm so stuck on this right now. I feel like girl crush. Oh, this is fantastic. Like I couldn't imagine anything that I do being that exciting, but.
Well, you know, and here's another perspective. Okay, since I've seen this perspective and I know that it always pans out, just like you said, we've been doing this all along, like, oh, here's how it goes. So in 2019, before COVID, we finally, as an agency, finally had enough money to where my husband could quit his job at a printing company. He's been a graphic designer working at the same company for over 20 years.
I probably know him then.
Oh, hey, cool. Renee Ariola is my husband.
Probably know him because I was in that industry for a bazillion years before the.
Nice. And he's also a comic book artist. So his big dream has been, I want to do my art. I'm like, I gotcha. But the catch is, if you want to work for me, you got to do work for my clients. And that's good. So my husband works for me. So 2009, he quits his job, 2019, he quits his job. And we start experimenting with videos, Facebook video ads, video marketing. We start doing like these guinea pig projects with our clients. And we're just trying it. And because Facebook advertising was relatively new, it had been going on for several years, but they were really pushing it back in 2019, right? And then really, when you think about it, Rusty, like COVID happened, and then I started doing my Connecting with Jennifer Filzen vlog. Renee and I started doing our Marriage Plus Business vlog. We started doing dance videos because we're also dance instructors. That's how we met. We met in the ballroom that we got married in, and we dance West Coast swing. So we started doing all these things because, again, is any of this making me money? No. But I know that we are planting the seeds for a production company. And we are getting more clients saying, I want you to do my video marketing. Because
nice. Good job.
So I'm here to tell you, my darling, I'm on the other end of the tunnel waving at you going, come on, keep coming. The light's here. The light's here.
Okay. I need a drink. So So let's talk about a little bit about that one. Jesus Christ. Sorry. My dog is barking at something. I have no idea. We have thunderstorms, as I told you, so.
Oh yeah, the thunder always scares the dogs. Yeah, yeah.
My little one seems to have an anxiety disorder. Like if a snail goes across she has to bark like crazy. I have no idea. So I apologize. But those who watch the show know I have 2 little dogs, so.
That's awesome.
Anyway, let's talk a little bit about getting through the thick of the shit. And I say that in a very tough way, 1980s, you know, you got to work hard, you get nothing attitude, because I'm from the old school. I still have a boom box, don't judge. But when it comes to marketing, and I just want to kind of switch over a little bit to what you're passionate about. I have my background's marketing as well. So understand how much I hate it. And here's why. I go to pump my gas and the damn gas machine is telling me to go and buy a hoagie. I'm a celiac. I can't buy your hoagie. I'm not going in the store because it's COVID and I just want to pump my gas. Leave me alone. But then there are companies like mine and yours and other companies that actually have something of value that don't get heard because the marketing is so obnoxious right now. I mean, we know Nike, we know Reebok, we know Vaseline, Valvoline, Hizaline, Hurling, and we're Wolverine. We know all of that, right? We know Coke exists. We know Pepsi exists. Move on. Like, I don't need McDonald's commercials in my ears and Burger King and Wendy's. We see them on every corner. How does one get through the shit? How does one weed through multi-billion-dollar repetitive consumerism and still market something authentic and real for individuals who are like me, just done with the over consumerized commercialism stuff?
Oh my gosh, there's so many ways I can go with this, peeling the layers of the onion here, because that's a really great question, and man, is it a big question. So let me just take a section of the onion here and peel some layers back. Oh, okay. So there are 2 things I want to say. I want to say lookalikes and community. So help me remember lookalikes and community. We're going to start off with lookalikes. I live here in Monterey, California, and I love the ocean. And I have volunteered with the Monterey Bay Aquarium. I used to work with the penguins, and I used to be a scuba diver in the otter tank, the sea otter tank, which was pretty much the job in both exhibits, was to scoop poop, which is awesome. But
I was going to ask you that. I just wanted you to clarify, but I was pretty sure it was a pooper scooper position.
Pooper scooper position, covered in it. Yeah, it's awesome. But you still get to hang out with the animals, right? So whenever I'm teaching a marketing class, especially to a commodities industry, and what I mean by that is, you named some of them, beverages. You have to get your brand out there because it's a commodities industry. It has evolved to where you have to be constantly in front of them because you look like any other drink out there. Yes. So same thing with auto repair or construction or legal, like they all look the same. And if you are focusing on competing against your competitors, well, then you're going to lose because you're still looking the same. So my question when I'm teaching a marketing class is, can you tell the difference between penguins? And people are like,
only if you're scooping their poop.
Well, even if I am scooping their poop, you know how I tell their names? They have little armbands, and they have, if it's black with white letters, I know it's a female and it has her name. If it's white with black letters, I know it's a male and it has his name. That's the only way I know the difference.
So are you telling me Happy Feet lied to me all these years?
Yes, darling. No. But the point is that, you know, the penguins know who each other are, because the male who wants to woo the female, he does his little I love you dance, and then he brings her pebbles to make her nest. So he has to stand out amongst all the other penguins by wooing her. So let's look at that. First off, when we understand our why, like what makes us tick and what makes us special and unique, just as you ask us in these interviews, right? What makes us a superhero? What really keeps us different from everybody? First off, that's how we identify ourselves. And then the second thing is going into the community. How do we serve others? How do we give lovingly the support, the services, the products to not only get clients, but create reciprocity and a community, a tribe of raving fans. So it's a two-part. You've got to differentiate yourself, and you've got to build community around your vision, your goal, your message. And so we're all naturally competitive, I think, too, because we all just really want to succeed. We all just really I really want to make money off of this. I really want to do this. Why is it taking so long? Well, guess what? You have to slug it out, because overnight, I've been building community for years. Even right now, I'm paying money for a coach teaching me how to really ramp up my Facebook group community and engagement. And even though I know all of this stuff, because I've been doing it for a long time, I'm working with an expert who can take me to the next level. Because when I and my team are focused on the Facebook accounts for 60 clients, whose business is the last one to get attention? And do I have time to engage? No.
Preach.
Yeah, right? So we constantly have to, in fact, here's a good one. I don't know if I told you about this, Rusty, but my book, The Give to Get Principle, came out at Christmas time, and it's a bestseller on Amazon. Oops, sorry.
Yay!
Anyway, The Give to Get. Sorry, I have to.
I don't know why the Zoom thing does that, but
yeah, I know it's
like
a great thing to have these fancy backgrounds, but the truth is that it anyway. So the point is that this book, it has two parts. If you really look at it, I'm sharing the secret sauce of what makes my clients so freaking awesome and why they're the leaders in their local market. But then the second half is a workbook. So if you want to learn how to really take it to the next level with your business, I teach you how to do it with exercises that you and your team can do. So first off, yeah, so I know it's a long answer, but ultimately, if you want to cut through the noise, identify what your why is. What drives you every single day to get out of bed? Because when it's tough out there, you don't want to get out of bed. But there's something bigger that is driving you to get out of bed. What is that? Is it because you need to put food on the table to feed your children? Or is it because you have a really big calling? I'll tell you my why. I've been saying my why publicly for a long time, but then in the last few months, I identified another why. So let me tell you the one I've been saying for years. My why is I know I have been spoken to by my higher power that I need to create a ripple effect of joy that touches millions of people. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I know it's through the work that I do. I know it's through my music. I know it's through my books. I know it's through my trainings. I know that I am helping everybody do their lives better, and we are creating a ripple effect together. And by doing all this, we are getting waves of abundance back. So that's the one piece. But then recently, because of things going on with my family and my father's passing, and my parents had an electrical contracting business in Orange Park. And I watched them struggle. And I watched them not have a business coach, because back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, business coaches were not as prominent or as celebrated as they are now, right? And they almost went bankrupt like twice. And they always were very we're in the wrong business. Like how they spoke about the business was always fraught with angst and stress. And I've realized in the last few months, especially through COVID, my other why is to help small businesses succeed and stabilize through the ups and downs of a crazy economy. And they do it through leaning into their marketing. And I'm exactly the person to feel them and understand them, because I grew up with it. I've lived with it, I understand it, and I know how to help them get out of it.
I think it's fascinating, and it's very weird how fast the show goes because we're running out of time. But
Sorry.
I know we'll have to do a part 2 because it wasn't your fault that we have thunder and lightning and everything frightening right now, and a little puppy who likes to bark at a lizard. But nonetheless, don't choke. I think it's really fascinating how we as individuals are really, we self-sabotage as much as we possibly can. That's a different show, so we'll sideline that one. But then when we have children, and I don't know if you had children, but even four-legged, children, that works. But we love them so much that we can't get out of our own damn way. And so when I work with people who are business owners, including myself, okay, because that's the first subject of any coach's path, I can't get out of my own way. They can't get out of their own way because they love it so much. And that's where the negativity comes from, because you're like, oh my God, I'm failing, and all this fear-based and guilt and shame and all of that stuff just percolates and bubbles. And yet if that same business owner were to go to their child's business and try to coach them, completely different conversation.
You have a great point there. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I know that the biggest obstacle that I have is me. Yeah. And that is why I have 4 business coaches, actually 5 now, kicking my ass.
Wow, good girl. I don't think how I don't care how famous you are and what brand name you might carry on your backside. You still have to learn, and every day is a journey, and every aspect of your life is a journey. And even though it's your business, which is your child, in that same kind of passion box, you're still learning. You still have to learn. And when you stop that conversation and you stop the drive to learn, your business does eventually stop very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. If you are not growing, if you are not pushing past your comfort zones, if you're not actively engaging in something that's going to add value and benefit, you're dying. Yeah.
So my friend, where do we find more information about you? And we will have to have a part 2 because, again, a lot of your time was eaten up by lightning and puppies. Boy, that's
I've had so much fun with you.
Huh?
I've had so much fun with you.
I've had fun too.
Okay, so I want to invite 2 ways to get a hold of me. So Rockstar Marketing is the name of my business, and there are a lot of rockstar marketings out there. So let me spell how it is in the URL. So it's www.rock-star-mktg.com. When in doubt, Google Jennifer Filzen, Monterey, California. You'll find me. The other website is a little easier. It's my name, jenniferfilzen.com, JenniferFilzen.com. So when you go to these 2, so Rockstar Marketing is clearly going to talk about our digital marketing agency and how we might be able to assist you in your business. JenniferFilzen.com has my books. It has our dance videos. It has our Marriage Plus Business blog. It has the Connecting with Jennifer Filzen, and it also has the link to the Rockstar Marketing. So I'm like you, Rusty. I'm way too interested in so many things that I cannot just be one thing. I have to be a multipreneur in things that interest me, because guess what? I'm living what I preach. I'm giving to get. I'm constantly stretching and learning, and I'm always finding something new to have fun with. So
show us your book. Show us your book.
Show the book. Show the book.
I'm trying to be like a rock star fan. Show us your book. Yay.
The Give to Get Principle is my newest book. It's available on Amazon. Look up Jennifer Filzen. Oops, sorry. Gosh, sorry about that. It's look up Jennifer Filzen, and then you'll see my other book, What Dancing Taught Me About Running a Successful Business. I like to dance, and I like to show growth through motion, and believe it or not, yeah, dancing can actually teach you a lot about business. So who knows? But no, truly, I would love to hang out with you again and your audience, and I hope that everybody got some value out of this.
Amen. That's it, rock star. So if you still have the link, set up another as quickly as possible because I'm filling up.
Okay.
And if not, just ping me and let me know and I'll resend it to you. Okay?
Yeah. In fact, I think resend it to me because I don't know where I put
it. That's okay. All right, Jennifer.
You're amazing. Thank you so very much. And you have a beautiful day and stay dry.
Oh, yes, girl. My hair gets all lioness if I go out there. Shoot, it's Florida. Anyway.
I get it. Okay. Thank you.
You're
Bye.
watching Living and Thriving with Rusty. I'm Rusty, and I get to do this every day. I get to bring exceptional people to you, for you to view, for you to hang out with, for you to have your perspective challenged, and technology. You get to see what really happens. This is not, a 12-party band here. It's myself and whatever outlet I use, and the grace of God. Amen. Anyway, know that you're loved, know that you're beautiful, and until next time, do something kind. You know how I am about that. Kindness goes a long, long way.